Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy FX Jared A back at it with another video. Today marks a new year. Today is the second video of the year. Technically speaking, this is me recording it in the new year. Previous videos was recorded last year, but this is the first video of the year, and I want to say welcome to the new year. Before the year ended off, I did take one more trade, and I did say prior I would take another setup, and we did. It wasn't the best setup because the consolidation reminded me on why December was so bad, and let me show you what exactly I'm talking about. Before I show you, I just want to say, if you guys are enjoying these videos, if you are finding it useful and just enjoying it, which I'm glad I'm bringing enlightenment to people, I'm glad I'm showing what's possible to you guys, because at the end of the day, I'm just like you. I just want to make it in this industry. If you're enjoying the videos, drop a like, comment what else you want to see, comment what you think, how you feeling, what's going on in your trading, and subscribe if you want more content. So lo and behold, let me show you the screen. Yo, so now we're on the chart, as you can see, and this was on the 28th of that Thursday, rolling over. That was on the 28th of this Thursday. Now starting off at, well, my normal trading time at 1 a.m. in the morning, but obviously we do our chart work before then, because obviously the analysis before the trade is ready to go is the best time to understand and best time to recognize and see what the market is giving you. And if you can already see what I was looking for, if you can take a wild guess, you'll be right. 99% of you should be right. It's a sell immediately. There's no questions about it. So without even hesitating, this is going to be an easy sell for continuation to the downside, just based off this support area of interest right here. Yes, it can be a little lower, but if you have it at that area, it could go a little bad for you. So check out the daily. The daily will obviously show you what happened, but check out the daily before this happened. Just pretend that that's not there. Oh, boom, it's gone now. So based off the daily, you immediately want to put the support area right here. There's nothing else in the way showing you what could happen besides that. I guess you can mark that there because it did something here. As you can see, previous area of interest, current area of interest, which is very important to understand the differences. And then on the line chart, as you can see, if you want to move that up, that's a very important area. Obviously, if you know the line chart shows you exactly what you need. It's body closes rather than the wicks. It's just completely eliminating wicks. As you can see, bodies everywhere, bodies. You got the wicks, long distractions. The wicks are nothing but distractions in my opinion, because if they're a wick, it's not real. So based off that, look at the line chart. The line chart shows you what's real. Obviously in the current moment, it will show you this, and if it is a wick, it will pull back. But in this situation, on closed market conditions, you want to know where you want to actually put your area of interest is at and make sure they're real. So to identify that this is a real zone, let's put a box around it to make sure it's have a nice little cushion, and then the hard point of above it. I do completely understand that I am talking a little fast in this situation. I understand that, and if you guys want a more beginner friendly type of breakdown, let me know in the comments below, because I know there are a lot of people that are new wanting to know what trading is. Again, I am breaking down like I am talking to a person like me, or just creating this video for myself. So again, I understand. If you want a beginner video, let me know. So like as you can see now you see what I'm looking at. Now you see what I'm looking for. So let's go in the lower time frame, and where do we currently start? It is Thursday at 1 o'clock p.m. I do believe, yeah, 1 o'clock p.m. and my trading time starts around that area. So at this area of interest, you only have one place where price can go above, and it's right here. I think we all know what this is called. If you don't, this is called a midpoint, or at least I call it a midpoint. I'm pretty sure a lot of people call it midpoints. Resistance, support, midpoint. This is the mid area of basically these two areas of interests. If you want to move this over, just
over and verify the area. On lower time frames, I'm pretty sure it'll back it up, but as you can see on line chart, you can move it up, you can move it down, but I would prefer right here because this is the area of interest I am very much so interested in. And in this zone, you know it's important. This is a zone where you know it's important. You got some wicks, you have bodies and wicks, a reaction, and then as you can see, it's important. So let's use the 4 hour to get to where my normal trading time is, which is around 2 o'clock. So we'll skip to 1 a.m. right now. Now on the 1 o'clock, what makes the most sense? Price did nothing at all, but I did take this trade twice, and I got stop loss got hit one time at stop loss of 500. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I was looking for. So at 1 o'clock, this was perfect. All we need is a bearish continuation to potentially re-enter this area of interest. Mind you, the 4 hour is still like could potentially break back down into this area. This is one big cushy area because again, this can go here, this can go here, this can go like pretty much anywhere. It did re-enter this atmosphere, but again, let's go to the line chart. Line chart shows what is over here. Absolutely nothing. It shows everything over here. And that's why I'm saying the line chart is so important. It's part of my confirmation list. And again, I do want something over here to be touching, but most of it is right here. So we're going to use this area right here for heavy confirmation. So the 4 hour was perfect. It was looking perfect down to the 4 hour on the 1 o'clock, and then down to 1 o'clock. So rolling over to 2 o'clock, we had a bearish engulfing, and that's exactly when I got my entry. For obvious reason, it's a 1 hour bearish engulfing, and it looked like the trade was finally getting started. And let's just say my entry was right there because I don't know where my entry was exactly, but I do know my stop loss was 500. But let's go on a smaller time frame, and this is where, okay, once you have a huge bearish engulfing on the 1 hour, I trickle down to the smaller time frames, and it can easily show what it's doing temporarily and show me the temporary zones. So temporary zones, I like to call them temporary zones because temporary zones are very important to me, at least. It shows what price could do and where it could react, because temporary zones will have a reaction and or it will have a meltdown. So in this area of interest, we have an area of interest right here. Let's go in a higher time frame like the 30, so we can verify that this is a nice little zone in multiple places. Not really here, but definitely here, and you have the last tap right there. So I got my entry around this area. Let's just say it's around this area, and then price pulled back. The stop loss was at 500, 18500, and then this was the trade. So price, this was the trade. Just watch what happened. That was a trade. So it did end up hitting my stop loss on the chart. I thought it didn't, but it did. But this was the trade. It was multiple times where I'm pretty sure you was like, okay, maybe, okay. Oh wait, hold on. Where you thought price was going to continue on the downside. There's multiple areas where you thought, or I thought, not you thought, but I thought price was going to continue on the downside. Had 1, 2, 3 chances on a smaller time frame, but this is why the smaller time frame is more irrelevant towards compared to the higher time frame. It just you gotta know what's happening in the moment and just understand what's going on. As you can see, the hour is nothing but wicks and disgustingness. By the way, there was no news on them at the moment, but when I did get wicked out, I felt salty. I'm not gonna lie, I felt real salty, and I did wake up around 7, I do believe so. So basically the next few candles, and I woke up to this right here. So that is the first trade, and then once I woke up to that, I ended up getting back in around the same entry, but yeah, around the same entry actually, because it was the same trade, but I gave it a wider stop loss because I should have done it in the first place. This time I gave it 570s because that was above that area of interest and it was around here. Well, this is perfect. So this was on the 200k steps, phase 2. I did take this. I broke even on the 200k account. I did not mention that, but I did make money on my real account. And again, this goes back to the original video where I rant on real accounts versus challenge accounts, and again, made money on the real account, broke even on the other account. The psychology is just different, but I'm gonna keep referencing to that because it's so real. But in this situation, price was perfect. I was looking for another entry, and I don't know what time I got in. I'll show you in a minute. Well, there you go. I did end up getting in around, like, again, around this area. I just didn't know when I got in right now because I didn't check like in a few days because this happened last year. Anyway, so this was my trade right here. This was a solid 1 to 3 because I needed a wider stop loss in this situation. I did not want price to do anything bad, but once price decided to actually do exactly what I wanted it to do, as you can see, price had a major pullback, which made me kind of question here. It was crazy. Like this move was crazy. So this was the first move right here, and then you had the follow up here, the follow up here, and then you had the follow up here. And this is what changed my whole perspective of the whole trade. I'm gonna show you in a minute. After this, I'm gonna show you what happened. But look at this. Like, what is that? That was made me realize that this is my last trade of the year, and December was nothing but crazy. Q4 was crazy. This was the craziest the trade I took all year, because as you can see, price not pushed 4 times, bro. This is the first push, this is the second push, this is the third push, and this is the fourth push. Price pushed 4 times, and there was multiple areas that I temporary, super temporary. I'm telling you, temporary. Let me show you. Let me clean it up for you. Let me clean it up. A little bit of this. I had a little bit of that, and then that's it. That's fairly it. If you look, the reason why I did this, and this is the way I trade. I'm showing you guys how I trade. This is an area of interest. This is a new area of interest founded, and then now it's very respected, and now I have to understand that this is an area of interest where I want to put my support area at. You can get rid of it or you can move it, but in this situation I had it here. But to make it very, very clean, you can completely scrap this area. But the important place, the important area you want is this resistance area. See, this resistance area was not disrespected like support. Support, now resistance. Resistance, 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 resistance. Price has never broke above. And if you want to be even more secure, you can have a trend line here, and the trend line was broken, but eventually it ended up going down on its own terms. And it ended up being valid on the higher time frame, which we needs to follow, which is the 4. So if you want to really look at it how it should be, look at the line chart, baby. Look at the line chart. This was perfect. I took 5,000 on the 200K account. I made 3,000 real dollars on this trade. And I just received my payout right here, and it feels good, okay? And the reason I didn't hold till there because it was Friday.
So as you can see in that trade, it wasn't the most ideal situation because, again, I'm human, I'm working on myself, but I do know a good trade when I do see one. In that trade, we did end up making pretty much 1,000 profit after recouping back what we lost, because I did see the potentials in the setup. It's just the simple fact of holding through all of that nonsense. So obviously we did end up making $3,464.96. As you can see, if that's the correct number, I'm not checking again. This is my third take trying to do it. If that's the correct number, you know what I mean. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like, again, and subscribe if you are enjoying the content. Comment what you want to see more. If you want breakdowns, better breakdowns, more in-depth breakdowns, dedicated breakdowns, or you want me to talk about this topic or whatever the situation is. And follow my personal Instagram, STI_Jared. I'll see you guys in the next video.